What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another fishing video for you. Now, it's not very exciting. I mean, I still don't know what the title of this is, but I mean, I caught him on a freaking jerkbait. But what I'm trying to do today is make up for video files being lost. What you're going to see is me and John fishing, and Steve and Josh are out there as well. And I've got the big camera, and I got another GoPro set up, and all that I got from that day was the chest point of view. So I'm kind of, making up for it as I go here. You gotta improvise, adapt and improvise, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it to try and give y'all some fishing content and maybe a little bit of tips for you guys throwing jerk baits. I'm not the guy for jerkbait fishing, but I've learned a little bit and I found some success with it. So, anyways, let's get into it. Let's roll that intro. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! It's a whale! 9/11. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's. So me and John are out fishing this day, and I had taken out a few different rods with me. I was throwing an A-rig for a while. I was throwing a big swim bait for a while as well, because we know there's a good shad population in this lake. American shad, not gizzard shad. That's what we've really seen is the American shad. I'm sure there's some threadfin in there as well, but we've snagged quite a few American shad. Very big ones too. So I was throwing an A-rig. I was throwing a big swim bait, hoping for something to bite on those things. John got on a pretty good pattern with an underspin. He was throwing the spark shad in the real color, which is like spot on for the American shad out there. They're very brown backed right now. And he got on a pattern with that, and I was about to tie one on, and then Steve's buddy Josh, he got onto a jerkbait bite, and I immediately picked mine up. And I'm just gonna go and roll some footage for you guys. That's a fish. That's a fish, my friend. Not a boy. Do you have friends?
Oh, he's got some lipstick.
Do you have any friends that want to play?
Hello, I should have got the net for you, fella. Hey.
Been saving that one all day for you.
You're chunky.
So again, this is where John got his, fish on the underspin, and I flipped my rig up there hoping to, catch something in case there was a school up there. Definitely was not. And then he did get bit again shortly after that. Did not hook up, but got hammered pretty good on that. And I got hit on my big swim bait, my big, well, I haven't told you guys about the swim bait yet, but I got hit on it, and it was more of a tail grab than anything. But now coming up, this is when I'm about to flip my A-rig out, and Josh lands one on a jerkbait, and I pick up this guy right here, the Jackal Re-Range 110 in Hasu. Josh is on him. There we go. There we go. Josh, thanks for catching him on a jerkbait, dude. Thank you. My skunk is out of the boat. Yeah. That's why I said thank you.
He picked it up right after your second fish.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's another jerkbait. Chunky. Yep, there's another. There is another little bait fish in his gullet right here.
There's a big bull right here. They're coming in.
How much what did that one weigh?
4.
Nice. What it look like?
Look at him, just fat.
The second one I fat.
They are fat, dude. They're feeding.
Josh put out a jerkbait.
Feeding up. So after I got that fish, I heard that Josh was throwing a bigger one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to upsize. And I tie on the blue shad that I have in the re-range, the 130. So this is a 110. The 130 is just a little bit bigger. And I'm flipping that out there because I'm like, okay, you know, I know there's shad in here. There's got to be, I mean, this has got to be, you know, exactly what they'll be looking for and what they'll want. So let me flip this thing out there. And I don't know how many of you guys get sucked into this. You just get bit on something. Like your first cast. You just get bit on it. And what do you do? You go and tie on something different. Because you want to try and catch something on another bait. Now, I'm notorious for that. That was a huge fault of mine last year especially. Was tying something different on. Trying something different. Okay, I caught a fish. Let's try something different. And I think that it was, you know, just trying to, you get so many baits and you want to try and experiment and you want to try and catch fish on everything that you brought with you, but you can't force it. And I'm throwing this shad for a while, and then I eventually cut it off, and I tie the hassoo back on there, and then shortly after I tie the hassoo on, this happens. Sam's going to drip. There we go. We're on. I felt you. Just tap it. Give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. A little tap, tap, tap.
Alex has got a big one.
Tap,
Gotta
tap.
turn the boat so you can't see it. Here, work it this way. Oh, are you good at this or what?
Easy. Easy.
He's a little more active than the last one.
Yeah. I'm more pale.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
I'm curious to see the jabberjaw versus the axis. Oh, he came off. Dadgummit. That's what I get. That was another one of those, like, you just hit it on the paws and I just cranked down on him. But obviously, you know, just kind of messed around a little too much. Should have brought him in faster. There we go. Oh, did I miss him? Oh, I missed him. It was just sitting there, dude. I'm telling you. So I got on a pretty good pattern there. Now, one thing that you guys will notice is, you know, when I'm reeling up my slack quite a bit, you know, after a couple of bit of jerks, it's because we're either drifting or we're moving forward. So I'm reeling up my slack is what I'm doing. I'm working the jerkbait pretty slowly. So if you guys are throwing jerkbaits and you're not getting a lot of action, look back at your footage or think about how you're fishing it. And are you working it super fast? I mean, are you like 4 to 5 jerks, anything like that? I mean, anything when it comes to jerkbait fishing, what I have found works for me and where I'm fishing and what I'm doing, what works for me is when I'm giving it 1, 2, and I'm letting it sit. That's the biggest thing. Every single one of these fish hit it on the pause. They didn't hit it when I was jerking it fast. I was doing 1 or 2 and letting it sit. Look back at how I just let that sit there for a little bit before I twitch it again. Now I'm sitting here talking like tactical bass and I'm doing their same hand gestures. But if you guys are not having much success with the jerkbait, try slowing it down. Slow it down. Me personally, I'm not a rip down. I'm a twitch to the side because when you rip these down, what they're doing is they're traveling forward. That jerkbait's traveling forward. When you're twitching it to the side, more so than anything, it's darting side to side. Rather than diving down and forward, then you're going to get that flash from the jerkbait. You're going to get that reaction bite from them. And then when it's just sitting there, like I said, on those bites, it was just sitting there. And they came up and they took it. Now that first one, I got a little excited. I hook set entirely too hard. On the other ones, crank down into them. So, tips for you guys: slow it down a little bit. Try and twitch to the side. Try and twitch to the side and down rather than straight down, anything like that. Try something different. Change up your cadence. Look back at what they're hitting. Try and think back, if you got a bite on a jerkbait, the cadence that you were using to get that fish. One thing that I think a lot of us are guilty of is after we get that first fish, then we start moving a little bit faster. We get a little bit anxious. You know, we're pumped up from catching a fish and we start moving just a little bit faster. Slow yourself back down. Figure out what cadence they want. You know, spend 5 to 10 casts working it fast. Spend 5 to 10 casts working it slow. See what they want. Figure it out from there. Okay? Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you guys have a great freaking weekend. I got one day to fish, and I'm going to try to make the most of it. And then, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time on the water.